Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. Gaurang Shah here from Jayjit Financial Services. And as we begin the new week, this Monday morning at around about 10:30, 10:45, markets are a little bit on the lower side. Of course, this is after last week's new all-time high that we saw on both Sensex and Nifty. Markets have kind of given a little bit of breather with some amount of profit booking. So before I go any further, let me give you certain levels on Sensex, Nifty, Nifty Bank, rupee dollar equation and crude oil. So Sensex is down close to about 300 odd points and the level is 73,820. Nifty is down about 78 points, 22,415 is the level on Nifty spot. Bank Nifty down about 250 odd points, 47,580 is the level on Bank Nifty. And on the rupee dollar equation, if you recollect, we had mentioned sub 83 levels and sub 82.80. So we've seen significant amount of strength in the rupee against the dollar, and the level is 82.67 rupees to $1 with a strength of about 0.11 paise. Even on the energy basket, that is Brent and NYMEX, friends, last week we had mentioned about closer to $80 on the Brent and closer to $76, $75 on the NYMEX. Very close to those levels. $81.52 to a barrel is Brent and $77.42 to a barrel is NYMEX. Expect the lower levels to continue on the crude oil front, closer to that levels that we have mentioned about sub 80 levels on Brent and closer to 76 and 75 dollars per barrel on NYMEX. Even on the rupee dollar equation, I think we should see a little bit of strength, but fact that that entire week last rupee exhibited strength, we should see a little bit of weakness coming in. Interesting to see where it settles down on fallback of dollar demand. Now to come back on the markets and the outlook, well, last week and the week before we had mentioned about 22,500 and 22,600 as the higher level. The first level of 22,500 was achieved last week. Possibly we might see even 22,600, but before we see that, we will see a little bit of consolidation and profit booking. Lower levels we had mentioned about 22,100, 22,000, and that held out quite smartly, though there were a little bit of selling pressure. Even this morning, we are seeing push and pull both from the bears and the bulls. Lower level we are seeing some buying activity, higher level we are seeing some profit booking. So it's going to be a range bound trade, friends. But in terms of data points, there are going to be plenty both on the domestic front and even from the US. On the domestic front, we will see the IIP and CPI numbers from India. And on 15th of March, Friday, we will see the advanced tax numbers, which will possibly give us kind of a color as to what we can expect from the Q4 numbers. And we expect the advanced tax numbers to be a little bit on the higher side, which will display better earnings season for the fourth quarter, last and final this financial year. On the US data points also, markets will react, and I think activities will determine in terms of FI flows. So overall, it's going to be a choppy market, and more so, as the days and weeks go by, we are going closer to the election time, and as we've seen every general election, there's going to be choppiness, there's going to be volatility, and that's what exactly we would also want to address this. All those investors who have a low risk appetite, please try to take money, whatever you are seeing visible on the table. For all those high risk investors, there will be plenty of opportunity in terms of choppiness to add to your investments from a long term point of view. So you have to work according to your wisdom prevails upon you, and there is no denying that there are going to be highlighted choppiness, volatility once we near the outcome of the election, that is election results. So just be prepared for it. And if you are not prepared for it, try to take money off the table and be on the sideline. Once we have the clarity, you can again come back to the markets. IPOs are going to be very, very active this week. New IPOs, new offering. And last week we did see a lot of IPOs closing, and this week we are going to see listings. So both the primary markets new offering and new listing is going to be very active this week. There are going to be quite a few numbers that are going to be there. So that also will be eagerly watched upon. Overall, remain constructive, but because of election, there will be choppiness, there will be volatility, and there will be plenty of time to cherry pick some good investment ideas. And as always, friends, whenever we discuss market outlook every Monday morning, we give you two investment ideas. This time around, we have one from the power generation and the other one from the healthcare. For power generation, CESC, Calcutta Electric, it was known as earlier. Now it is known as CESC Limited. See good potential, new addition capacity in terms of power generation, and of course, renewable energy is something that has been on focus for most of the power generating companies given the policies that the government has announced. We expect this particular company to also contribute to a great extent. The second one is from the healthcare. Fortis Healthcare was in news for good and bad reason, but now all that thing has done and dusted, thing of the past. Expect growth trajectory to come back very strongly on fallback of renewed business strategies that are going to be rolled out. And there is no denying, in India, healthcare facilities are going to be coming out in terms of opportunities, though last week there was some kind of guidance that was given out in terms of policy changes of uniform pricing for treatment by to the patients. If you recollect, there are different price lists for patients to get their health checkup, medical service, etc. depending upon hospital to hospital. The government has come and advised both private and government hospitals to have a uniform pricing. That lead to a little bit of profit booking in the private sector healthcare segment, but we believe it's a great opportunity. Uniform pricing will bring in opportunity in terms of growth and revenues. So two investment ideas, friend: power generating company CESC Limited and healthcare related, medical services related, Fortis Healthcare Limited. Both these ideas are from the long term point of view. Needless to say that you need to have longest time horizon if you finally decide to invest in these companies. Thank you very much for your patience hearing, and I'll see you next week. Till then, please do take care of your health. Bye-bye.